Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Week 14 upsets to bet, and we have some long shots here. And I think people forget what we're trying to do here. We're trying to use alt lines. We're trying to get plus money. And last week, we were really good with it. We had the Texans plus 195 money line. We had the Hawks minus 11.5 plus the Vikings team total under 13.5 for plus 200. And then unfortunately, we had the Browns money line and the under in the game for plus 440. So let's get to week 14. Let's get this money. First game, we're going to Buffalo. We got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Buffalo Bills. Guys, I'm going to go Bengals money line. Right now, it's Bengals plus 5.5. And the Bengals need to win this game or their season's over. And they do have a little glimmer of hope to get into the playoffs because the AFC North is so bad. But I think this game is set up for the Bengals to shock the world in Buffalo. You remember what they did in the playoffs a few years back when it was snowing. Now, obviously, the Bills have the better team. The Bills have the better defense. But right now, with the way the Bills are playing, with the way this offense, especially the pass game, is flowing, I don't love their chances. And I'm not saying the Cincinnati Bengals defense is getting better or they're moving towards average. But we got to give them a little bit of credit for what they did against the Ravens. I know Lamar Jackson was bad, and I know the Ravens have been out of rhythm the whole year, but we have to give them some credit, and we have to understand that I was holding a Bills ticket on Sunday against the Steelers. But until the Joey Bosa sack, did you guys really think we were going to cover and cash it in? The Bills just look out of rhythm on offense, and they still are dinged up on the offensive line. I know there's going to be no Trey Hendrickson for the Cincinnati Bengals this game, but I still think they're able to maybe get 2 or 3 stops, and this could be Burrow going God mode. And speaking of Joe Burrow, we understand that injury is serious. His mobility is limited, but this is a Bengals offensive line the last 4 or 5 weeks. They've been playing better, and proof is in the pudding. Just look at Chase Brown's rushing stats. Go through all the games he's played this year. Each week, it seems like he's having more holes to run through, and we know one way to attack the Buffalo Bills defense. You attack them in that center core, defensive tackle, linebacker. They're extremely small up there, and this whole year, I've just haven't been impressed with the Bills. I don't know about you guys. Maybe the Bills are waiting. Maybe they're in jog mode. Maybe they're waiting to get into trot mode once we get closer to the playoffs. But I think the Bills are extremely vulnerable, and the last variable to this game that we need to take into account, Jamar Chase will be back. And whenever you have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, and an offensive line that's at least playing average football, I think the Bengals can put up points, and I think they can put up yards. And now it's on Josh Allen to find some rhythm with these wide receivers. Keon Coleman's been out of the fold. Shakir just looks absolutely lost. They did bring in Brandon Cooks, and they might be getting Dawson Knox and Kincaid back in rhythm, and they might be getting them back on the field. But overall, man, I think this is a spot where the Bengals can shock the world, go into Buffalo with Joe Cool, and pull off the victory. I understand if you don't want to bet the Bengals on the spread. That defense can be bad and horrendous at times. But a little sprinkle on the Bengals money line, for plus 220, I would definitely consider it. Next game, we got the Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. Texans plus 3.5, plus 3, depending where you're placing your bets. Last week, we got the Texans against the Colts. We're going to go Texans again. And I'm concerned about this Chiefs team. And I told you guys since week 1, week 2, I think this Texans defense is the best in the league by far. And I know Denver's been brilliant, but I do think there's a different level when you talk about this Texans defense. And when I talk about this Texans defense, a lot of people like to talk about Stingley, who might be the best corner in the league, but I like to talk about Hunter. I like to talk about Will Anderson and the Chiefs. With all their issues and with all their problems, man, look at their offensive line. They might be without 3 starters. They might be without their left tackle, who's played actually really good this year. And we've already seen Patty Mahomes take a lot of sacks this year, way more than normal. And it just feels like something is off with this Chiefs offense. And it's not necessarily a get-right game when you're going against the Texans. We're not seeing the same type of big plays. We're not seeing this same type of separation. We're seeing Rashee Rice get going, but who else is going to step up? Who else is going to step up and help Pat Mahomes? And one last factor in this game. The weakness the last 2 years of the Texans defense has been stopping the run. And that was really the only way you could attack them, and that's the way teams would game plan against it. I'm not sure the Chiefs get a run game going, and I think the Texans will be able to do enough to stop Kareem Hunt and this Chiefs run game, and it's going to be on Patty Mahomes to go God mode, and we haven't seen the Chiefs convert in the red zone like before. They're kicking a lot of field goals, and there's a lot of frustration. On defense, it just feels like something is missing, and I know you guys don't like Stroud, but we saw Stroud come in against the Colts in the road in a hostile environment in Indy and play a pretty damn good game. And the Texans aren't getting the run game going ever since Woody Marks has came into the fold. Give me the Texans money line plus 155 if you do not trust the Texans with the spread. Next game. This one is a little bit for fun. We got the Los Angeles Rams at the Arizona Cardinals. Rams are -8 now. And guys, I'm going to bring this up to Rams -13.5 and get a plus 168. I think there's a possibility this Cardinals team is just completely done. And I know Jacoby Brissett has came in and battled. I know the run game has improved a little bit. But with all the injuries the Cardinals have, with everything that's happened this year, with the Kyler Murray injury, with the altercation with John Gannon, don't you guys kind of think it's time for the Cardinals to throw in the towel? And I like talking X's and O's, but there is an emotional and psychological aspect of football. We completely understand that. And I watched the Rams Panthers film, and at times and a lot of the game, this Rams offense looked extremely crisp. They were running the ball well. I'm sure everyone saw that Nakua catch. Devontae Adams was an absolute animal getting open at will. It was just the turnovers that killed the Rams. And I think the Rams come into this game with a vendetta. Look at how tight this NFC West is. Look at how tight this number 1 seed is in the NFC. This NFC is an absolute juggernaut and gauntlet. And normally, when we're talking big spreads, I do not trust Sean McVay. I've seen him play too many games, especially in the red zone. I mean, remember the San Fran game earlier this year when the whole 49ers team was injured and then Matt Jones came in and they somehow managed to blow the game? Like, trust me, I don't like laying a lot of points with Sean McVay. I mean, that's one reason why your boy's getting gray hairs. But in this situation, I just think the Rams win by more than 2 touchdowns. Give me the Rams -13.5 plus 168. Bengals money line plus 220. Texans plus 155. Rams minus 13.5 for the plus 168. This is for the plus money guys. This is for the guys who don't like juice. I've been doing this video a long time, and I thought everyone understood the concept. I had to explain it again. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. Thursday night football video coming tonight. Let's get this money, and I appreciate all the comments. Keep sharing these videos. Keep helping the algorithm. And of course, get on Patreon. We're getting this money. Link in the description.